everyone. In this video, I'm going to walk through the steps to generating what you need to check for assumptions in ANOVA. There's a lot of different ways to accomplish the same goal in SPSS, so if you see another route, that's fine. This is the path to get everything you should need with the fewest amount of steps. We're going to start with getting some descriptive data, as we always should, under Analyze, Descriptives, and Explore. And we're just going to put our value in here, and we're not going to include our group yet. We want our descriptive statistics. We want to get a histogram, not a stem and leaf plot, because we don't see those very often anymore, and normality plots with tests. We don't need options, we don't need bootstrap. All right, this gives us a good start. We have our descriptives, our skewness and kurtosis with their standard errors are right here. We have a test for normality, which we haven't really covered, but we can see they're read like Levine's test. They're not significant. Sapir-Whorf is approaching, but still not there. We get a histogram of our variable, a QQ plot. We can see here the points are pretty close to the line. You're never going to be perfect on the line, and a little bit of deviation is fine, but this looks good, as it should. They're random variables, so then it will give us the detrended and the box plot. If we want to go a step further and look at residuals, we can go into Analyze and General Linear Model, Univariate. Again, we're going to put our value in the dependent variable, and this time we're going to add our group as a fixed factor. We don't need model, we don't need contrast. We're going to look at plots, and I already have a plot created, so I'm going to delete that one. Here's the group we're going to put into the horizontal axis, add it, and we want a line chart with error bars, and I like to include the reference line for the grand mean. You don't have to. This isn't I'll explain it later. And then we want to save, make sure this isn't selected by default, I don't believe, but our residuals, this is where they are. We want standardized. This will save them as a new variable in your data set. Options, we want to include the homogeneity test. We already generated our descriptives, so we don't need that again. And we don't care about bootstrap. Click OK. We've got another chunk. Here's our Levine's test. From multiple statistics, we can see that it is not significant, so that's good. And this is the marginal means plot. We don't need this right at the minute. This isn't for assumptions, but here it is, and it's good to have. We'll deal with that more later. Now, if we want to go one step further with our residuals, we can see here that as from that univariate analysis, we now have our standardized residuals, Z residuals, saved in our data set. So we can go to graphs, histogram, move that over, up to you if you want the normal curve, and there you go. There are textbook normal residuals, again, simulated data, so you will never see quite that perfect in the wild, but there it is. And in these steps, you should have everything you need for testing assumptions in ANOVA, plus a little more. Doesn't mean everything in here needs to be reported, but this is the source of information that you go to justify that your assumptions have been met and ANOVA is the appropriate test to use.